Good chat. We are back, another video. And today, we're probably about 4 or 5 minutes behind in what we like. You see the little shaky quality. It's because of what it is. Speed walking. Yeah, man. I was watching this nice, interesting YouTube video last night. And it was this guy getting some one-on-one coaching, if you will, from one of my favorite YouTubers. And the biggest thing I realized about that individual, and I don't want to sound judgmental in any way, but he lacked what I lacked. And I can see it and feel it. Sometimes he would express it, but it was very hard to do so. It took a lot of questioning and also took a lot of back and forth conversation before he would finally let down these walls to be vulnerable. And once it became vulnerable, that's when the session got a lot better. I think within that 30 minutes, if he wasn't as guarded, he would have got a lot more out of his time than what he did. And if you watch that video back, he'd probably feel the same way. I'm going to continue on this. I'm going to stretch this point out, I should say. I was in that same boat, and I still am in that same boat. So that's why I say I'm not here to pass judgment, because I completely understand how he feels and what he's going through. Not with his exact predicament of what was happening in the video. He was talking about getting ghosted or, women not doing this, women not doing that. And he has like a validation issue where, he's just trying to seek validation in places that are needed, and he needs to internally seek that validation. However, in general, though, I think as men, we can all learn a lot that you get more out of your conversations, you get more out of your life, living wholeheartedly and being vulnerable. Sometimes the authenticity that you provide to the world is through your vulnerability. And as men and as people, I should say, we all smug up and hide the fact of what our flaws are. But as individuals, we should come to realize that with these flaws, it's what makes us us. Some people, their vice is smoking. Some people, their vice is drinking. It all depends on the person. Everyone has their own flaws, their own weaknesses. Everyone has a thing or two, no matter how calm the soul is, that will piss them off to beyond repair for that relationship. That is how far some of these internal traumas, internal issues go. Even individuals like myself who do as much shadow work as we can and, try to learn from our past experiences as well as come to an understanding of our new. Also still go through this. We still have to go through these major changes. We still have to go through all the differences in life in and of itself. Alright? But to switch it over to me, what I internalized with this. The reason why I like this video so much made me realize that a lot of men aren't alone in feeling certain things I feel. And like I said, I've been reading this book. I'm always into it because to me this book is life-changing for me to really get a grasp on who I am as an individual and where I place myself in society without the comparison or image curves. The reason why I like that is because I haven't felt, and I think I've said this in the past these couple of days, I haven't felt this at peace in a long time with myself. Just waking up every day understanding, I belong in this world. I'm deserving of everything I will accomplish, everything that I have accomplished, and just in general love, and all the joys that come with all positive and all positive vibrations that are the frequencies of my emotions. So that in and of itself, waking up to realize that, hear that from myself internally out loud, it puts a smile on my face. And more importantly, it's like I feel whole. It doesn't feel like I'm walking in some type of shadow, or I'm just looking at my life through this body. This is actually living my life through this body. It's a big difference of, like I said, living wholeheartedly versus living in an image. One of the key points was, especially from that video, but you can extend this to every facet of your life. This guy, in both ways, he said his effort was what made him a lame-ass nigga, but coming to realizing that the validation that the girl gave was what made it lame for his actions. And at the same time, he's the one who did the effort, and he's the one who also believes that his effort, or believes that his effort is some lame nigga shit. So obviously, nobody wants to feel lame or be perceived as lame. My boy Ty was speaking on, as well as I'm going to go further into this topic. So I was thinking of last night, just I wrote all this shit down. This is in the bed before some sleep, get into that deep thought, out. But you can't, both the thoughts that he had came from himself. And Ty expanded onto himself, saying he'd rather be a lame-ass nigga if that's what it meant to be him. So what? So what if somebody thinks you're lame? Why place that belief in somebody else's beliefs on you? That's stupid. Another thing too is looking at it from both sides. If you internalize that you're a lame-ass nigga, you're gonna be a lame-ass nigga. If you realize that and understand that you could be two things at once, then you understand the paradox. That's interesting. Just because somebody thinks I'm a lame-ass nigga, if I wake up every day thinking that I'm the shit, like any person wants to be around me, or whatever it is, right? I'm just a positive, energetic individual who likes to just troll a little bit here and there, listen to people, and try to be more compassionate towards others. If somebody sees that version of me, but then somebody on the street were to see, one example of me missing the trash can and not picking it up, what a lame-ass nigga who's going to litter? You serious? Or if I'm having a bad day that day, they get past that judgment. That doesn't mean their limiting beliefs of me are true, especially if I don't accept them. You can hear them, but you don't accept them. The point I'm trying to make, though, is the limiting beliefs that we place on ourselves, as well as men as a whole not being vulnerable. Some of the two biggest, not issues, but the two biggest problems that issue problems are not. So I feel like it's not necessarily an issue, it's more like an internal problem. Those two things itself is what makes men should feel to live at whole. You stop placing these limiting beliefs on yourself, and you push forward to try to improve yourself, as well as come to realize who you are is who you are, and don't try to change that shit for anybody but yourself. If you appreciate yourself that much, then you can continue living whole and being happy. Leave that thought out there. About 1/3 of the way with this book, and then I'm going to do a complete thought and book review of it. That would probably be a long ass video, probably at least an hour. At least an hour of that condensed. 3 days of reading condensed in an hour. So y'all welcome. But other than that, y'all, it is that time of day. hopping on the train and